this quickly for a small shop that I recently at Aldi. Aldi is a shop that is originally German and then made their way into the UK quite a few years back, but they're quite a good store for your essential shopping. You can get most of it. I do have a test card, but this time it is mainly Aldi. Tesco. Thanks for watching, guys. And easy. Hi everyone. What is this item that I've got in my hand here? What kind of item is it? And what is its purpose, I wonder? Well, I'll tell you in a minute, but one thing I wanted to note really is the fact that this bag here that contains this item has really good crinkle sounds. Almost the best kind of crinkle sounds that you would want in a bag. That's what I think anyway. I'll let you have your own opinion, but I think this is a really, really nice crinkle sound. It's not too soft and it's not too hard. It's something in between. It's obviously a really plasticky sound, but it's awfully pleasant, I think, in my opinion anyway. It's not too harsh and it's not too soft, and this item here, this tiny little item, you can kind of see straight away what it is. At first glance, you'd say, yeah, it's a USB stick. And you'd be correct, it is. And it's also something else, and it's something really odd and something I came across the other day. So, as you may have already seen on the description, it says mouse jiggler. Well, a bit of a strange word, but essentially, if you're a person who works with Microsoft Teams, for example, and you know, you just go for say a toilet break for 5 minutes, or make a cup of tea for 5 minutes, or coffee, your Teams status will go from available to away, providing that the company that you work for obviously has strict rules in place where you cannot change many of the team settings. So I thought I'd give this a try, and it came with two actually. So I saved one for my friend and one for myself, and I think it was something along the lines of £13.99 for two, which is a reasonable price for something that has just one purpose, I guess. And again, you can get these kind of things as an application online through a .exe file. But again, if your company has strict things in place and you can't download software from random websites, then you have to look outside the box a bit and find something in terms of hardware which does the job. And yeah, I think this is pretty decent. I've tried it. Let me show you the item anyway. Without further ado, it's one of those bags that's really difficult to get into. There we go. So as you can see, it's quite a small item. It wouldn't really take much space in terms of, say, if you had a multi USB port that held, say, 10 USBs. It's not really going to take up much space at all, to be honest. And yeah, it's very small. I'm sure that, you know, it was quite cheap to make, particularly as at the bottom it says made in China, which the majority of items come from nowadays. But I thought that £7 was for one was a pretty good price. And yeah, that's it really. That's the USB mouse jiggler, and I guess it's kind of like a thing where you can really put it into the laptop or PC, and I haven't really said about how it works, but basically your mouse or the cursor will kind of move automatically a very small amount as long as this is in your PC. So this obviously keeps your computer screen awake, and that ensures that your team's status does not change, which I think is quite a cool idea. I think the main reason that I wanted to get it is because obviously I wanted to keep my computer on and active. If I, say, for example, go to the toilet or make a cup of tea or coffee, I can read emails and Teams messages instead of having to kind of log on to the laptop after about 5 or 10 minutes, which can be quite irritating. So that's something random that I wanted to show you guys, that I recently purchased. It's not very expensive, and if it's something which is of interest to you, I can leave a link in the comments. If you're watching from another country such as USA, I'm sure you can find something very similar, considering this was made in China, as you can see there. But it does say EU, which is very interesting. I wonder if that kind of means, obviously EU means European Union, so what they're trying to say, they've made it in China but they shipped it to the EU logistics centre, I'm not sure, or they actually manufactured it in the EU. Not too sure, to be honest, but don't really care either, just as long as it works and has functionality, which it does. So yeah, that was the mouse jiggler. Funny word, but yeah, it's just a simple device which allows your screen to stay on if you have limited admin settings that you can change, particularly on, for example, a work laptop. Obviously, a personal laptop, you'd have no problems. You can change the display settings on your computer so that they never turn off. But if you're limited with your admin capabilities, then it's just something which could be considered to be purchased. It's just a piece of hardware, really. It's plug and play and it does work. So yeah, that's all, guys. Thanks for watching anyway, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi guys, just wanted to do a quick video with this Gusto box to kind of talk about it, what it's all about. If you haven't kind of tried it, why you should try it, and you know, like the benefits and pros and cons and things like that. So this isn't going to be like a review or anything. I'm just going to kind of tell you what's all about. But, yeah, so basically, Gusto is a way of making meals where you get the ingredients delivered to your house, and then you basically make the meals based on the stuff they give you. So it's an empty box basically, because I've got all the ingredients and stuff out and put it in the fridge. But this little booklet to tell you about Gusto, I guess, your guide to found flavours. So we have just information about, you know, flavours and stuff. Cool stuff about making food. But yeah, this is Gusto. There's another one in the UK that I know of and I've tried myself called HelloFresh, which is also a really good one. And it's something which is different, you know. They tell you a lot of stuff here about how they've saved loads of energy and wastage, and surplus food is donated to charity, which is great. Tackling food waste, saving around 2 kilos of every box. Reduces carbon footprint by 23%. No waste is sent to landfill. Helps save 482 plus tonnes of plastic since launching Eco Chill Box in 2020. So yeah, good stuff really. And they've got a QR code where you can talk to their customer services basically. So yeah, this is the Gusto box. It's a really you know, it's a bright red kind of box which really stands out. So you know exactly what it is when it turns up to your house. And yeah, there's not very much more information on the box. What's this bit here? So everything inside this box will help you make this week epic. The power is in your oven gloves. Give it some. Yeah, so it's basically a way of creating meals from scratch, but they give you the ingredients to hand. So you choose the meals that you want every week, and they deliver the ingredients to you so that you can make the meals. And most of them take somewhere between 10 to 30 minutes. You know, they don't really take that long to make. And marathon dinners don't cost the earth, so they're quite cheap as well, I have to say. And you've always got deals going as well. You've got things like 50% off your first week, and then it's like 40% off your second week, and then 35% off the third week, and things like that. Yeah. So yeah, quite vivid boxes sort of in your face. But yeah, good deals, to be honest. And it's just different to, you know, going to the supermarket and just thinking about a meal to make and just having to buy all the stuff. You know, I find it, in terms of its pros, I find it quite convenient because it's a way to you kind of have to you can relax a bit more in terms of where you don't really have to worry about going to the shops as often as you normally would, because you know that you have some meals that you need to make. And say if you don't really fancy a particular meal one day, you can obviously move them about so you can have, for example, a curry one night, and then a pasta dish another night, and a chicken dish another night, and a beef dish another night, and things like that. So, and the recipes, there's quite a lot on there. I'm not really sure exactly how much, but there's definitely enough enough to cater for the majority of people, I'd say, because obviously everyone has different tastes. So, and yeah, so it's just a way of creating meals where you don't really have to go to the supermarket and get worried about what ingredients that you need. You don't have to run around the supermarket finding these ingredients, because they're right there on your doorstep, and you just put them in the fridge or freezer, and then you don't have to worry about it. You just sort of relax and know that you have the ingredients to hand, and you know that you have a little like a paper slip for each meal, which tells you exactly what to do at each stage, and you know how long to do this and how long to do that for. And I will show you a little bit of it, just as an example of one of the meals. Okay, so as an example, this is an example of one of the meals that came with a recent order. So we have smoky pasta with mixed greens and chopped butter sauce. So you've got the thing at the top that tells you exactly how much time is needed for how many people. So for 2 people, it takes 30 minutes to prep and cook, and for 4 people, 40 minutes. And then you have the this is quite interesting as well. So like, if you scan the QR code, it takes you to a Spotify playlist, so you can listen to some music while you're cooking as well, which is cool. You got the picture of here of what it should look like as well, so you can sort of arrange the food to sort of mirror what it looks like here, which is good. It tells you nutritional information here, so calories, fat, saturated fat, carbohydrates, sugar, fibre, protein, and salt. It tells you that it's like one of your 5 a day. It's gluten-free, suitable for celiacs. And then you have like the ingredients that you need. So obviously you'd put the ingredients away, for example, in the fridge and in the cupboard. So you'd have to go and fish for that, really. And when it says like 40 grams clots of cream, 10 grams chives and stuff, you don't have to worry about the like amount of different stuff, because it's already portioned for you. When it arrives, it's portioned. And 80 grams of fine green beans, so the bag that they give you is exactly 80 grams, so you don't have to worry about that. They give you 2 fish fillets as well. And baza is quite nice fish if you've ever tried it. You've got the allergens here, so obviously fish and milk. What you need additionally, so it doesn't come with this stuff such as butter, milk, pepper and salt. Special equipment is the tin foil for this particular one, and then just remember to wash your fresh fruit, herbs and vegetables. See your delivery email for usable dates and other details. Just quite in depth and detailed, really, to be honest. And this side is just basically step by step. So you follow the numbers 1 to 8 basically, and you follow them exactly what it says. And the end product should be basically this, and it does at the end of the day, and it's really decent to follow. So something, it's quite easy as well. So boil a kettle, preheat the oven, cut controlled as well. So we have, like, for example, per person 340 calories for this meal, which is actually quite low. And so yeah, so that's the pros really. You know, it's good. It's, you don't really have to worry about going to the supermarket to find what you need. The only con I'd say really is sometimes it's a bit faffy. So for example, you'd have to kind of, there we go, so step 3. So while the potatoes are cooking, and then you, okay, this is easy though, pat the fillets with kitchen paper, but some of them sort of ask you to do about 2 or 3 things at the same time. Whilst this is cooking, you need to do this, and while this is cooking, you need to do this. That would be the only sort of grumble I'd say, but still, you know, it's a challenge at times, and it's good. Like, you know, you learn to cook, and it's great. It's a really good opportunity to learn to cook and explore different flavours and types of food and stuff. And when you've made it yourself, obviously you have that sense of achievement that you've done it yourself, and you know, you've made something, and if you're making for 2, then obviously the person with you is going to be happy if the food turns out great, you know, so it's a win-win, I think. So yeah, I'd recommend Gusto or something similar. HelloFresh is another one. If you're watching from a different country such as the USA, I'm sure that there's something very similar over there as well. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. This was just a quick sort of overview of Gusto really, and why you should kind of, if you haven't tried it, maybe give it a try and consider it, because it's a good idea to try different foods. And yeah, that's all guys. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Cheers.